Um, Here we go. Some Alan Wake stuff. So we had been talking here lately about how and shout out to our buddy Cappy. Cappy had notified us that because we're going to be playing Alan Wake probably starting tomorrow. Alan Wake 2 anyways. We're playing Alan Wake 1 right now, but Alan Wake 2 we're probably going to start playing tomorrow, and that's going to finish up our Scaretober. Alan Wake 2 apparently has some very, very high requirements for hardware. Yeah. Minimum requirements of like just GPU, just talking GPU is like a 2070, you know, recommending like a 4070, you know, and I think that's got people concerned a little bit about whether or not, because I mean, like my PC is sitting right in the middle of that, GPU wise, I'm rocking a 3070. So it's like, well, I don't expect to have a whole lot of issues, but it's still a little bit like, wow, you know, the recommendations of 4070, and I'm sitting below that with a 3070. So it's like, well, how's this going to work, and there are a lot of people who want to play this game, but I think there's a lot of concerns as well about, what they're pushing out as the like system requirements hardware wise. So Remedy though is reassuring PC gamers worried about Alan Wake 2 system requirements. We played real safe on those PC settings. The system requirements released last week are unexpectedly high, and an awful lot of fans weren't happy about it. The full reveal of Alan Wake 2 system requirements last week left a lot of fans unhappy. They're steep. The minimum spec for fully high def, which is 1080p, 30 frames per second gameplay at the low graphics setting is an Intel i5 7600K, a 2060 GPU, and 16 gigs of RAM, and a sharp ramp up from there into recommended Ultra and ray tracing requirements. But some optimistic gamers expressed hope that Remedy was inflating the PC system requirements for Alan Wake 2 in order to ensure that it runs well on all specs, even at the low end, and that's apparently the case. Cool. We played real safe on those PC settings. By the way, Remedy Communications Director Thomas Pua tweeted earlier today, under promise, over deliver, or something finish like that. Yo, that's great. I agree. That's good news, but I have to wonder if Pua's tweet also injects some confusion into the matter. If the minimum requirement isn't really the minimum, will people with underpowered PCs be tempted to roll the dice on it and end up disappointed as a result? System requirements are all about clarity, which is the absence of console-style uniformity is very important. It sucks to be told your rig isn't up to snuff, but it's far better to know what to expect up front than to be surprised. Complicating the matter further is a deleted tweet from Remedy developer Nguyen CPP, who said the system requirements excluded the NVIDIA GTX 10 series and AMD RX 5000 series GPUs because they don't support mesh shading. Nguyen CPP said that they were making the note because if some players out there thinking their RX 5700 XT can handle it because it's the same ballpark as a 6600, don't be surprised / sad. Even that warning is couched in confusion, as the dev said they're not sure it will run without mesh shader support. In theory, the Vertex shader path is implemented but had lots of performance issues and bugs. We just dropped it, they tweeted, meaning it might be possible to bring it back with a mod, but don't expect miracles. A test of Alan Wake 2 on 5 different graphics cards at Digital Trends found that playable frame rates are achievable even on low-end GPUs at the low graphics preset. The site was able to maintain between 55 and 75 frames on a 2060 Super. Similar performance was achieved with the settings maxed out by using DLSS performance mode. That's just one review from one site, but it's still good news for gamers on the bubble. Even so, the bottom line is that just like Remedy, you'll probably want to play it safe, consider the minimum requirement the actual minimum, and enjoy what will hopefully be smooth, solid gameplay if your PC is up to spec. I'd rather see this. Give this to me every day of the week from a developer. Yo, give me a minimum requirement that seems really high. That way, but as long as the game's polished. You know what I mean? I'd rather see a game be very polished with a developer coming out and saying, yo, this is what we're going to say the minimum requirement is. And if you're running it on anything lower and you happen to have some issues, we told you what you needed, right? We told you what you needed to play this without having any kind of issues. And if you play it on anything less than that hardware-wise and you don't have issues, good for you, right? I'd rather have this, though, than have developers pushing out minimum requirements that aren't meeting what that game actually needs to be played right. This is a better way to go about things, in my opinion.